Welcome back to the channel, folks. Today we start our episode at the airport. We're in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and if you've been following our Instagram, you know exactly what we're doing here. We are here to pick up a new vehicle. So I have about, let's see here, a 60-mile drive or so up to Marinette, Wisconsin. And we are going to stay the night there. You can hear somebody honking the horn behind me. We're going to stay the night in Marinette, and tomorrow morning we will pick up and you'll see what we're getting. It's the next morning. Let's go. $40 degrees this morning, not too bad. A little warmer than last night. There is some snow here. All right, we've got about a 2-mile drive down to the facility where the car is. So let's go down there. Okay, I'm back at you here. I went and picked up the car. It's actually been probably 2 or 3 hours or more. Had a little bit of problem. I couldn't film a lot of the stuff as I was dealing with it, but I just went and got the car serviced and everything. So give me a second here. I'll show you what we got. 2003 Excursion 6-liter Powerstroke. Like I said earlier, if you were following us on Instagram, you would have seen that this was something we were coming to pick up. I'm actually here by myself. I need to drive about 600 miles into South Dakota to pick up Curtis. He's going to ride back towards Seattle with me. So, on an adventure here. I wanted to show you guys around this thing. Not too bad. Got one little dent right there. And the body's actually not rusty. It's just really dirty. This car's been sitting for 4 years in an impound lot at the sheriff's department, and I found it at auction. So it looks like it's got a little bit of a lift. I mean, I'm learning about this thing as you guys are. I really don't know much about it. See, even the frame isn't that rusty, just a little tiny bit of surface corrosion, which is really good for out here, these Midwest cars. Bilstein shocks, a little bit crusty there. Not too bad, no dings or dents up front, lots of bugs and grime. Car's filthy. A little bit of bruise right there on the front bumper, a little bit of scrapes. Scrape there. On back, side's really nice. I don't know much about it. Like I said, it's got some sort of aftermarket exhaust. I don't know what kind of tuning, if at all, it's had. Excuse the mess here, but it's still filthy dirty. It needs a full detail. So this is an Eddie Bauer. It's got the wood trim on the doors. It's got the two-tone seats. The seats are actually pretty nice looking underneath these seat covers. Little tiny bit of wear here. Driver's seat is, for some odd reason, even nicer than the passenger one. I don't know how that happens, unless somebody swapped sides or replaced one seat. A little bit of scratches on the wood, a little bit of wear here, but really not that bad for an 03. It's got 168,000 miles on it. Got the gauges over there. One big problem is that it's actually missing the third row seat. Didn't come with it. See here, look at these Eddie Bauer leather seats underneath these covers. Actually really nice. Luggage back there, some I had to go buy some jumper cables and a lithium jump box. I didn't have really the time, and I also didn't want to check a bag on the plane coming out here with tools and all that in it. I figured I'd just buy what I need when I got here. So just a minute, I'll show you under the hood. And there's the 6-liter. I kind of made a joke on my Instagram post that you should never buy a 6-liter Ford sight unseen. Yeah, we've all heard about the problems with blown head gaskets and EGR cooler failure and all the rest. But I'm out here taking a chance, and you're gonna see whether we make it 2,000 miles home or what's gonna happen. Follow along here the rest of the video, you'll see what happens. But anyhow, can anybody tell me what is going on here? Does this look familiar? Something aftermarket wired in here. Goes down alongside the block. I have no idea what that is. Unfortunately, it looks like somebody disconnected the air conditioning. I don't know if that's just for the rear AC or if it's completely deactivated. I really don't know. Believe it or not, the batteries came back. Like I said, I'm here in Marinette, Wisconsin. Jumped it, drove it around town here. I found a really nice, if anybody is ever in this area, go to Dan's Quick Lube. They fixed it up. They topped off all the fluids. It was a little low on coolant. They did a fresh oil filter and oil change for me. Like I said, it's really cold here. Lots of snow. I didn't bring any tools. Unprepared to do that kind of service, or I suppose I could have, but you know, I just took the lazy route. So had them do it. Very reasonable, very fast people there. Took care of me way better than anybody at home. So, and also, anybody know what this is? What's going on here? Is this methanol injection or something? It's plumbed right into the intake here. Goes back over here and down. Down into the firewall somewhere. I don't know what that is. I know nothing about this. Looks like we got a K&N air filter. I mean, sometimes those are good, not necessarily a fan all the time, but something was there. Comment below, let me know what some of that stuff is, or what I should be looking for. I've never owned a 6-liter Ford, let alone really any Powerstroke. So, all right, there it is. Bye for now. I'm waiting for a ride from a taxi so I can go return my rental car and hit the road. We'll see you out on the highway. So on the road, we've gone, me in the car, gone just about 80 miles on the trip odometer. Fuel gauge is now just reading under the full mark. Must be getting pretty decent fuel economy. Had to pull over here just outside of Green Bay to see if I can do something about this. I don't know if you can tell on camera here, but it literally looks like disco lights or something inside the car while I'm trying to drive. So I've wanted some sort of radio on for tunes and something to listen to by myself here, but this flashing and stuff is really annoying. So anyway, just a quick update. Everything's going good. Get back on the road here shortly, headed towards Minneapolis tonight. Well, good morning everybody. It's a balmy 46 degrees in Eau Claire, if that's how you pronounce it, Wisconsin. Stayed here last night, and I'm gonna hit the road. It's not exactly early. I'm still used to Pacific time at home. So back in the truck this morning. Let's give it a cold, but maybe not so cold start here. And see what happens. Hopefully the batteries are still up and good. Get the wait to start light. Look at that. Good deal. So anyway, we're gonna hit the road. We have predicted historically significant or damaging winds coming this way. I heard something about a report of 90-mile-per-hour winds maybe in Rapid City. So we're gonna get the heck out of Dodge, head towards Curtis in South Dakota, pick him up, and then we're gonna hit the road. So we'll catch you along the way, or this evening when I get to South Dakota. So I just crossed the state line into Minnesota. I'm not very far from Minneapolis. I pulled off the highway. There's a Discount Tire kind of back over that direction. Was going to have them balance the tires and everything. As soon as I pull off the highway, I noticed the check gauge is light and I had no oil pressure at idle. So slightly concerning. Oh yeah, I have a little bit of a diesel leak. Sometimes it takes a minute for it to fire, so. But let's see here. Yeah, see, check gauges, no oil pressure. If I rev it up a little bit, and does it drop down? There, it drops down again. So let's check under the old hood. And mildly concerning, huh? What do we have going on under here? I don't know, everything for the most part looks and smells okay. The AC pump's been running, or compressor's been running because of the defroster on, so that all looks normal. Engine Earl. I don't know. Let me get some rags and check it. I'll be back. So we've actually got full oil. I know it's blurry, but yeah, it's full on the stick. So I don't know. Gauge problem? I don't know. I'm gonna do a little bit of research since I had brand new oil filter and everything installed yesterday. So, and they did put 15W40 in this. So anyway, do a little bit of research, figure it out, and before I hit the road again. All right, so fun times. I did some research on this oil pressure issue. Looks like, because I didn't have the problem yesterday, and so it looks like maybe the aftermarket oil filter that they put on where I had the oil changed, I was researching time after time, people are having problems with those. And the aftermarket ones are different than the Ford Motorcraft original ones, and they replace the whole filter canister housing thing at the same time in one piece, and they're totally different. And anyway, so I can't find a Ford dealer to do an oil change, so I just went to the parts counter and I found the original filter and the cap, because the cap that's on there says, do not reuse, and it's the aftermarket thing. Anyway, so $72.91 later, I'm gonna go over to Advanced Auto Parts, grab a wrench real quick, swap this out. Wish me luck. I hope that fixes my problem here. And it's causing a hard start issue too, because the oil drains down when you sit, and then when you go to fire it up, it has to take a minute for the fuel pressure to increase, or the oil pressure, so it can operate the fuel injectors. So anyhow, here goes nothing. So here we are. Just wanted to show you. There's the Motorcraft original. It does not say do not reuse anywhere on there, like the one that's on the engine currently. And there's the Motorcraft filter, like so. Diagram says it goes this way. So anyhow, let me go swap it out real quick, and let's hope this changes our oil pressure problem. If it doesn't, I mean, this was still a good place to start. Lots of people have problems with this, and it's a relatively inexpensive thing. Had to buy $20 worth of tools to do it at Advanced Auto Parts here in, where are we? Northfield, Minnesota. Well, I guess maybe that was wishful thinking, but that did not fix the problem. So just slightly off idle. It's got oil pressure at idle. Bink, it goes back down. And I realize that gauge there operates somewhat like a dummy light. I think it actually comes on at 7 pounds of oil pressure. So, I mean, there's no way to tell exactly how much oil pressure this thing has. So this problem only developed today, and that was after the oil change late yesterday afternoon. So driving on the highway, you don't know. I mean, it shows it has oil pressure and all that. I don't hear any engine noise. I'm assuming it's got oil pressure, because if it didn't have enough oil pressure, I don't think the fuel injectors would fire. The high pressure oil pump wouldn't have enough pressure then to fire the injectors. I don't know. Kind of learning about these 6 liters. So I don't really know what else to do other than to hit the road. Maybe the sending unit for the gauge is bad, or plugged with a little piece of debris that got kicked up after the oil change. I don't know how old the old oil change was. You know, I know nothing at this point other than it's got the proper oil filter and cap in it now. So anyhow, we'll see. I guess the only thing to do is to keep driving. I don't really have a way to hook up an oil pressure gauge at this point to see what it actually has. I hooked my scanner up, and it doesn't say either in any of the settings. So I don't really know what else to do other than to keep driving it and hope for the best. There was no other shop that could get it in today to do an actual diagnostic on it. And I'm kind of out here without a lot of tools. So anyway, we'll see what happens. So if you can see, I'm actually pulled over. I'm underneath of a freeway overpass. You can probably see on my GPS. There's the pillars. The weather got really bad out here. I don't know if you can tell. I'll step outside here in just a minute. But I think I'm right in the middle. Oh, the wind is strong. Everybody pulled off the highway. I'm here by myself. But the lightning is incredible. I've never seen anything like it. I've been in Colorado as a child and saw some pretty crazy storms, and in Miami. But this is wild. There's the car. Probably can't see. Oh yeah. There was actually a big rig that pulled over and tried to share my space just a second ago, and then he decided to continue on, but wild. There for a little bit. I think the lightning strikes were about maybe once every 3 seconds or so. Just wild. So I'm hoping maybe some of the main parts of the cell will stop or pass. I don't know if you can hear that on camera, but it's echoing under this bridge. It's pretty wild. Yikes. It's beautiful, but scary at the same time. And the wind is just now starting to pick up. Wow. Wow. Wow, it's actually shaking this whole car. Which is crazy because this thing weighs about 8,000 pounds. Again, I apologize for my not so great footage, but I'm doing what I can with what I've got right here, which is my phone and no tripod or selfie stick or anything. So, but it's wild. So the wind just started. It's been blowing this Excursion side to side, and I'm actually posted up underneath of an overpass here. Took a screenshot of the storm cell. It's pretty wild. So you can see just every few seconds there's a lightning strike. There was some big rigs that just, actually one big rig tried to share my space here under the overpass, but then he kept going. It's like a blizzard. So, little update, I just had to pull over. I was down to 20 miles an hour. I couldn't even tell what lane I was in. Yeah, it's just now starting to pile up on the roadway. I don't know if you can even see that out there. It's like a complete blizzard. So I'm sitting here with the hazard blinkers on. Sitting again kind of under an overpass. Still have 98 miles to my turnoff to get to Curtis tonight. And arrival time of midnight, which by the looks of it may not happen. So anyway, that's the little update. Well, I made it off the interstate here. The first exit I found, I kind of followed a trucker's tracks, and yeah, here, check it out. Look at this gas pump. I promise you that feels much more intense than it probably looks on the camera. So I made it in last night to Huron, South Dakota, through all that storm. I'm here at Iverson Ford, and actually got an appointment at 7:30 this morning. Brought the Excursion in just for them to test out the oil pressure and see whether the switch was bad or what was going on. They did slap a switch in it, and they tell me that it's fine now. So I guess that's all it was the switch. And they let it warm up and didn't have the oil pressure drop off problem anymore. So I'm glad about that. I just didn't have the tools or really the want to work on this thing in this sub 20 degree weather today. So anyhow, we're back on the road for just a little over $300, and probably, it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon here now. It's going to be dark in an hour and a half. I might just stay here tonight before we hit the road again tomorrow, which will be Friday. So anyways, we'll probably catch you back on the road. Good morning, Friday morning. So it's been, 4 days, and I've only made it, a whole sum total of about 500 miles. But we're back on the road. We got oil pressure, and we should be good to go. Gonna head towards, hopefully, Billings, Montana tonight. Maybe see if we can do this in 2 days.
Rushmore.
See some sights, yeah.
Rushmore.
And look what the cat dragged in.
I'm back!
Alrighty, see you on the road. So this RV is doglegging down the road and tipping. Before I could get the camera out, oh, there she goes again.
Oh, South Dakota wind.
I don't know if you can see on camera, but the tires on the left side are squatted way down because of the weight from the wind. Scary.
Happening! The tire came off the ground!
Yes.
Oh! Holy wow!
Whoa! One gust, 5-10 miles an hour more would have sent him over.
Different story, man. That is I mean, mad respect truck drivers right now, man, out there. Mad respect. But some risks are just not worth taking, buddy. Shut her down.
I'd be shutting her down. What you doing, Curtis?
Catching snow.
Fueling up for probably the last time. It's Sunday morning. We're gonna make it home over the pass today, aren't we?
Yes.
It's supposed to snow. Should be the last day. And hopefully uneventful.
Jay, what have we got ourselves into today?
Well, we're in, according to the sign, we're in full blockage mode on the top of, what was the
Salty.
something pass? I don't know. We're like maybe 4 miles from Idaho.
We're moving at the speed of smell.
And it's chains required, so I think all these lovely thank you truckers for all the hard work you do waited until the last minute to put their chains on, even though they knew it was chains required. And so now we have a complete full blockage of the highway here. So we're sitting here in park, just waiting.
It's cool.
I don't know, what does it look like? Maybe at least 18 inches of snow, maybe, probably more, on top of the Jersey barriers over here.
Yeah, since we are at a full stop, I'm going to take this opportunity to walk around the vehicle. Beautiful big sky country here. Thank you again, truckers, for all your hard work. Give you a scope and scale of the snowfall here. Excuse me, sir, do you have any Grey Poupon?
No,
Here you go.
I didn't get any of it. I don't know why. We forgot. Anyhow, everything's still doing good on the truck. Tranny temps staying nice and low. And we are in 4x4 mode. Still got good oil pressure after that whole debacle. now that we know it wasn't actually low oil pressure, but whatever the case is.
And,
Hey, how many pounds of boost do you think we can get just at idle? Or I mean,
10.
Excuse me, not idle, but sitting.
I give you 10. 5.
It's actually not running very good.
Did
Did you feel that?
I did.
She was a little cranky about something. Anyhow,
We're having a good time. There's
let's have
no cell service here. 0 cell service.
yeah. We do have an easy button though.
I would like to tell you how everything's going. I can say it like this.
That was easy.
It has come in handy a time or two, hasn't it?
It's kind of breaking up the stress level a little, yeah.
What's the consistency like?
Fluffy.
Fluffy?
Yeah, it's fluffy.
Uncooked cream of wheat?
I didn't see anything in my beard.
Yes. And we made it. We are home. Look, there's the big boat. And you'll never guess. Sorry for the nighttime. It is dark out here. In true Ford fashion. Boy, you cannot see in here. Sorry, but we literally were a block away, and there's a huge pile of coolant under there. It blew the heater core about 2 blocks from the house. So we made it home, and kapoof. I was like, I smell coolant. Curtis says, I smell coolant too. Come around the corner and there's coolant just going, or antifreeze going. So anyway, we made it. Here we are. More videos to come on the Excursion, hopefully. All right, folks, take care. Bye-bye.